Hi, my name is Austin Hughes. I'm the Community Sport Manager for the West Ham United Foundation, and on a match day you'll also find me scurrying around the pitch. I'm a match day manager with the club. As it's Mental Health Awareness Week, personally I'm bipolar, so I was asked to do a few videos that might go out during the week just to answer a couple of questions. The first that I'm asked very often is when was I diagnosed and how did that happen? My formal diagnosis actually came about 10 years ago now. I suffered quite a serious head injury which put me in hospital for a while and meant I needed lots of care at home. As part of the sort of process when you're recovering from what they call a TBI, traumatic brain injury, I had to go and sort of see a psychiatrist, part of that team, who would ask lots of questions. This was a little while after the head injury had taken place, and they just wanted to see, how I was feeling myself. Probably just to gauge if there's been a difference in who you are and how you act from the point of the head injury to that point, to see if it's had any sort of negative impact on you. And I was sat in this. I laugh, shouldn't. I was sat in this office with this really lovely psychiatrist. She was asking me lots of questions. How would you do this? How would you do that? Usual sort of thing. If you had a field, where would you start to cover the field if you were searching for a coin sort of thing, trying to work out how my mind was working. But there were lots of things that came up that started to sort of concern her. And at the end, she very literally turned to me and said, "Crikey, this has had quite an impact on you, And there are lots of things here that how you think and how you feel are not necessarily how other people would, and and they are possibly a little bit negative, and and how you're thinking." And she was of a mind that obviously the head injury had quite a big impact on me, and I think she wondered why I was laughing, and I sort of sat there and I said to her, "Sorry, I didn't realise that the questions were from the point of the the head injury. I'd started, right at the beginning of my life. So everything I was telling you was how I'd felt as a youngster and up to that point. What we got from this was that obviously the way I think and the way I am is very different to other people. But what then did come from this also was that where I'd always had certain negative feelings and struggled to understand certain things, I'd always had an element of control. How to push that back, or deal with it, and sit on it somewhere. And I was of a belief that everyone felt that way. But with the head injury, what actually became clear was my control that I'd had in the past wasn't the same. That had actually gone. So my presentation, if you like, of my mental health had been impacted on, and it was different. I was given the formal diagnosis of being bipolar. And then started on medication. Some people, think that having a diagnosis can be a negative, but I've got to be honest. In some respects, it was almost something of a relief, because there were so many times in life when I'd stopped and I'd looked and I thought, why do I feel the way I do? Why do I feel this pain? Why do I feel this hurt, this upset? Why do I react this way to other people sometimes? You almost build this negative feeling about your senses. This, are you wrong? Is there something wrong with you? Are you just a bad person? So actually getting that diagnosis actually changed some of that, because it helped me to understand that it wasn't so much that I was a bad person, but that I had some problems that needed addressing, and that's what we then set about to look at. So over the course of this week, we might discuss a few more of these things. And for anyone out there, it's important to talk. I'm using myself, as an example. Work for a well-known brand. I'm doing okay in life. It's important that we talk and share the awareness that mental health doesn't always have to be, this dark cloud that's just pinning us all down. If we talk, if we open up, we start being kind to each other and to ourselves, we can make a real difference. So I hope to see you again during the week.